Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe here with Deranged. So originally this was supposed to be a 3-person video with me, Garrett, and Dave, but thanks to technology, this is a 1-person video. There's been some news lately about the new Kawasaki coming out. Specifically, there's a video that Kawasaki released that basically just shows the silhouette of the machine starting up to give you a little taste of what's coming, and then the date in which they'll share more information, which is October 7th, 2019. So with that, I want to start this video playing 3 different videos. First, there was that video that came out by Kawasaki. The next video that came out, Team KRX put out a video. He's on Facebook, check him out. But Team KRX put out a video that had what they're calling the actual sound of the machine. I'm not sure there's much truth to it, but I'll play it anyway so you can see what that sounds like. And then lastly, I'm going to play a third video that was released later that afternoon that is also claiming to be the real sound. So listen to all 3 of them, come back and let me know which one you think is the real machine. If it's me, I'm betting it's the third one. Just kidding. But with that said, I do want to talk real quick just about the rumors and kind of things that are going on with the new side-by-side that's coming out. As far as information from Kawasaki, we really haven't got a ton of information. The only thing we've got is that date, and the rest of the information, they've just been crickets on anything else. So it'll be interesting to see what comes and what's released. They did file for a trademark on the name KRX, so a lot of people are assuming it's going to be called the KRX. We'll see when the time comes. Wanted to look at a couple of the drawings real quick, or just show you a couple of the drawings that came out with the patents that they applied for a while ago. So the first one here, it just has kind of a picture of the back corner of the machine. You can see a little bit of the body panels. Whether or not those are the final body panels, who knows? Could be, might not be. I do like, if it is, that they have full doors on there. That'd be awesome to have some full doors on the machine from the start, rather than have to put some inserts in or anything else. And then there is a radius to the cage. It looks like it is rounded. One of the other early patent drawings that I saw had basically a rounded cage from front to back and from side to side. So their thought is, or their idea behind the patent anyway, is that you could roll it over from left to right, and then you could roll it over from front to back if you needed to, if you ever found it upside down. So pretty interesting ideas there. The next drawing just shows the bed. Another patent they applied for was to be able to basically lift the whole bed pan, or the bottom of the bed anyway, out to be able to access the machine. So thought that was pretty interesting as well. The next one is just a top view of the machine. So you'll see on the top view of the machine, you've got a nice gauge cluster, it looks like, or a big center mount gauge cluster, rather than one off to the right that's in the current KRX machine. It's a great shot of the bed here. It looks semi-sporty. You don't really get a ton of information out of this. It looks like it just has regular seat belts instead of 4-point harnesses. Who knows if that will actually happen on the real machine. And then this last image gives you a better idea of that radius roll cage, or the ability to roll it front to back. I don't think this is a final design either, but it's interesting to see how they've kind of laid it into this patent. Lastly, I do want to go over real quick just industry speculation. So there's been a few people that have said, hey, this is what we think is coming, and then there's been a bunch of other people that have been like, maybe it'll have this and maybe it'll have that. So I'm going to separate it into 3 categories. First one is sidebysideblog.com. Nick over there wrote a great article on what he thinks the machine will look like and be in the future. If you haven't checked it out, go to their website, sidebysideblog.com, check it out. It's a great article on what he thinks is coming. Next is everyone else. So nobody else has really put their name on anything and said this is what we think is coming. So I'll kind of lump all them into one group, and then lastly is us. We're going to make some kind of predictions here as well. As far as SideBySideBlog.com's predictions, first is a 3-cylinder engine. Should have between 120 to 140 horsepower. It's going to have an automatic CVT transmission. That's pretty evident from all the drawings that have came out. They're guessing it's a 64-inch machine with maybe a 72-inch variant that comes out down the line a little bit. Suspension travel from 16 to 18 inches in the front, and then from 17 to 19 inches in the rear. And then ground clearance somewhere between 13 and 14 inches. Everyone else isn't really getting specific. So I see a lot of, it's going to have a 3-cylinder engine, but that's all the engine information. It's going to have 100 plus horsepower, just kind of a shot in the dark, no real deal there. Transmission is automatic, CVT, that's pretty obvious. A lot of people are guessing that it's going to have a 72-inch width, but we'll see when it comes out. Suspension travel, all you hear is plenty, you don't hear any numbers. And then ground clearance is good. That's generally what you hear. As far as our predictions from me, Garrett, and Dave, so we're relatively in line with SideBySideBlog.com's predictions. It's going to be a 3-cylinder engine more than likely. It's likely going to have 100 plus horsepower. My bet is closer to the 120, 130 range, somewhere around there. We're also guessing that eventually they'll come out with a supercharged option. Kawasaki's been in the supercharged game for their engines in the past, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them pull that out of the box here. Lastly, width. My bet's 72 inches. Dave's thinking 64. Garrett's thinking 68. So who knows? It'll probably be somewhere in the middle there. Suspension travel. We're guessing somewhere in line with what Nick is guessing over at SideBySideBlog.com. The reason why is you really have to have that much suspension travel to compete in the sport UTV market right now. And then lastly, ground clearance. We're thinking the same as well, somewhere around 13, 14 inches of ground clearance. With that said, what are your thoughts on the machine? With the drawings that have came out and the video that they released a while ago, what do you think it's going to be like? Is it something that piques your interest? Are you excited to see it coming? Do you think it's going to have 150 horsepower? Do you think they're going to come out with a supercharger? What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments below so we can chat about it there. Well, that's it for this video. If you like what we're doing, please comment, subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff. We really appreciate it. It really helps support the channel. You can also check out our parts store and apparel at derangedoffroad.com. We have a bunch of different options for parts and apparel there, and we're growing that selection daily. So with that said, thanks for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.